On a dark and stormy night, Flight 747 departed from Hong Kong to Tokyo. The passengers were settling in, unaware that this journey would be unlike any other. Captain John, a seasoned pilot, was in command. As the plane reached cruising altitude, the first signs of trouble appeared. The cabin lights flickered, and the passengers grew uneasy. Suddenly, the plane experienced rapid depressurization. Oxygen masks dropped from the overhead compartments, and the passengers hurried to put them on. Flight attendants moved swiftly, instructing everyone to remain calm and secure their oxygen masks. Captain announced that they were experiencing technical difficulties and would need to make an emergency landing. However, the turbulence worsened and strange noises echoed throughout the aircraft. In the midst of the chaos, a mysterious figure appeared, moving silently through the aisles. Passengers whispered about a ghostly presence. The flight attendants, despite their fear, continued to assist and reassure everyone. The plane's navigation system malfunctioned, causing it to veer off course. Captain John and his co-pilot, Sarah, worked tirelessly to regain control. They contacted air traffic control, but communication was intermittent. As the plane descended, the mysterious figure made its way to the cockpit. Captain John turned to see a passenger, pale and trembling, claiming to have vital information about the plane's malfunctions. He revealed that the plane was haunted by the spirit of a pilot who had perished in a crash years ago on this very route. With time running out, Captain John and Sarah decided to trust the passenger. Following his instructions, they performed a series of maneuvers that stabilized the plane. The turbulence ceased, and the lights returned to normal. The mysterious figure vanished as quickly as he had appeared. Flight 747 landed safely at a nearby airport. The passengers, though shaken, were unharmed. Captain John thanked the crew and the mysterious passenger, whose bravery had saved them all. As they disembarked, they couldn't shake the feeling that they had experienced something supernatural. Vocabulary and meanings. The passengers. People traveling aboard an aircraft. A seasoned pilot. An experienced pilot with extensive flying experience. Cruising altitude. The altitude at which an aircraft maintains its flight during a journey. The first signs of trouble appeared. The initial indications that something is going wrong. Flickered. To shine or burn unsteadily. The passengers grew uneasy. The passengers became anxious or nervous. Rapid depressurization, a sudden loss of cabin pressure in an aircraft. Oxygen mask, mask provided to passengers for breathing in case of emergency. Overhead compartments, storage compartments above passenger seats in an aircraft. Moved swiftly, acted quickly or with great speed. To remain calm, to stay composed or not panic. Experiencing technical difficulties, facing problems related to the aircraft's machinery or systems. An emergency landing, landing made under urgent circumstances, often due to safety concerns. The turbulence worsened. The rough air movement became more severe. Echoed, sound repeated or reflected off surfaces. In the midst of the chaos, amidst a situation of confusion or disorder. A ghostly presence, a supernatural or eerie presence. The plane's navigation system malfunctioned. The system used for guiding the aircraft failed to operate correctly. To veer off course from the intended flight path. Worked tirelessly to regain control. Made continuous efforts to recover command or management. Air traffic control. Personnel and systems responsible for managing aircraft movements. Intermittent, occasional or irregular, not continuous. Cockpit, compartment where pilots control an aircraft. Trembling, shaking or quivering. Vital information, critical or essential details. Planes malfunctions, failures or faults in the aircraft's operation. Haunted, to be inhabited or frequented by ghosts or spirits. Perished, to have died, often in tragic circumstances. Route, the course or path taken from one place to another, with time running out, with little time left before a critical event. A series of maneuvers, a sequence of planned movements or actions. Stabilized, made steady or balanced. Seized, came to an end or stopped. Bravery, courageous behavior or character. They disembarked. They left the aircraft after landing. Supernatural, beyond what is natural or explainable by science. Review. On a dark and stormy night, Flight 747 departed from Hong Kong to Tokyo. This sets the scene for the story, describing the departure of Flight 747 from Hong Kong to Tokyo on a night characterized by darkness and the passengers were settling in, unaware that this journey would be unlike any other, meaning the passengers were getting comfortable without realizing that this particular flight would be extraordinary or unusual. Captain John, a seasoned pilot, was in command. Captain John, an experienced pilot, was in control of the aircraft. As the plane reached cruising altitude, the first signs of trouble appeared. Problems began to manifest as the airplane reached its intended cruising height. The cabin lights flickered and the passengers grew uneasy. The lights inside the cabin briefly flashed on and off, causing the passengers to feel nervous or anxious. Suddenly, the plane experienced rapid depressurization. The airplane quickly lost air pressure inside the cabin. Oxygen masks dropped from the overhead compartments, and the passengers hurried to put them on. Emergency oxygen masks fell from the compartments above, prompting passengers to quickly don them. Flight attendants moved swiftly, instructing everyone to remain calm and secure their oxygen masks. The flight attendants acted quickly, advising passengers to stay calm and properly fasten their oxygen masks. Captain John announced that they were experiencing technical difficulties and would need to make an emergency landing. Captain John informed the passengers that the aircraft was facing technical issues and that an emergency landing was necessary. However, the turbulence worsened and strange noises echoed throughout the aircraft. Despite the announcement, the turbulence intensified, accompanied by unusual sounds echoing throughout the plane. In the midst of the chaos, a mysterious figure appeared, moving silently through the aisles. Amidst the confusion, an unknown person emerged and quietly moved through the airplane's aisles. Passengers whispered about a ghostly presence. The passengers quietly speculated about the presence of a supernatural entity. The flight attendants, despite their fear, continued to assist and reassure everyone. Despite feeling afraid, the flight attendants persisted in helping and comforting all passengers. The plane's navigation system malfunctioned, causing it to veer off course. The aircraft's navigation equipment failed, resulting in it deviating from its intended flight path. John and his co pilot, Sarah, worked tirelessly to regain control. Captain John and his co-pilot, Sarah, exerted great effort to regain command of the airplane. They contacted air traffic control, but communication was intermittent. They communicated with air traffic control, but the transmission was inconsistent and unreliable. The plane descended. The mysterious figure made its way to the cockpit. While the aircraft was descending, the enigmatic person moved towards the cockpit. Captain John turned to see a passenger, pale and trembling, claiming to have vital information about the plane's malfunctions. Captain John looked and saw a passenger who appeared pale and nervous, asserting that they possessed crucial information regarding the aircraft's problems. He revealed that the plane was haunted by the spirit of a pilot who had perished in a crash years ago on this very route. The passenger disclosed that the airplane was haunted by the ghost of a pilot who had died in a crash on the same many years before. With time running out, Captain John and Sarah decided to trust the passenger. Due to the urgency of the situation, Captain John and Sarah chose to believe and rely on the information provided by the passenger. Following his instructions, they performed a series of maneuvers that stabilized the plane. They executed a sequence of actions as directed by the passenger, which successfully stabilized the aircraft. The turbulence ceased and the lights returned to normal. The turbulence stopped and the cabin lights resumed their usual operation. The mysterious figure vanished as quickly as he had appeared. The unidentified person disappeared from sight just as suddenly as they had emerged. Flight 747 landed safely at a nearby airport. The airplane landed without incident at an airport located nearby. The passengers, though shaken, were unharmed. The passengers, although understandably nervous, were not physically injured. John thanked the crew and the mysterious passenger whose bravery had saved them all. Captain John expressed gratitude towards both the crew and the anonymous passenger whose courageous actions had rescued everyone on board. As they disembarked, they couldn't shake the feeling that they had experienced something supernatural. Upon leaving the aircraft, they couldn't rid themselves of the sensation that they had encountered something beyond natural explanation. What was the destination of Flight 747? Who was in command of the flight? What caused the passengers to become uneasy? What dropped from the overhead compartments during the flight? Who appeared mysteriously on the plane? What malfunctioned on the plane, causing it to veer off course? Who helped stabilize the plane by providing vital information? What did the mysterious passenger reveal about the plane's malfunctions? How did the crew manage to land the plane safely? What feeling did the passengers have as they left the plane? Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos.